Name drop.
Were you born Charles, or were you born Charlie, or born Chuck?
Charles Elliot Wicks. Charles Elliot Wicks.
Elliot?
Yeah, Elliot.
Elliot.
2 T's.
Oh, there you went with the middle name too. We
Two
just
T's.
had a conversation.
Do you have
about the
a
middle
John
name.
Wick in your family, or Wicks?
My dad's name is John.
I know. I was
Really?
ready for that.
Yeah, John Wicks.
And your mama's name is?
Debbie.
Debbie and John Wicks.
It's such a
Is
northeast
she,
name.
Is she tall?
It's my mother-in-law's name.
5, 6,
Like little Debbie.
7. No.
Oh,
Five,
that's
no,
where
no.
you're going with
See, I was going
that?
there.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
If she was like
Uh,
5'4" or below, it could be little Debbie. Yeah.
Yeah, little Debbie.
I think she's 5'7", I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
You would call her Big Debbie.
No, I would never call her.
I don't think you'd ever call any woman big, just so you know. Maybe this is why you go between girlfriends so much.
That is not true. What?
Wait a minute. Were you ever married?
No. And not gay, surprisingly, right?
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Not that, I mean, you could be.
Who are you looking at? Are you looking at them?
I'm looking at the audience.
Wait,
He's
he's like, wow.
you could be. There's nothing wrong with that, is what he's saying.
There's nothing wrong with shout out gay.
Yeah. So what?
That's just so random. Shout out gay.
How about in those times in Orlando? You have the Timberlake story.
That's right.
Do you have any more like when you were around, because that was a big scene.
Huge
Like,
scene.
and it was also wakeboarders.
Wait, who was all in
Yes.
Orlando at that time?
The
So you had
wakeboarders.
NSYNC.
Well, it's not that it's not really who all was in or from working in
It's
Orlando.
just where it was happening.
It was just where it was happening. So people were always coming around. Like there was always, you'd go out
Yeah.
and like, hip hop guys or guys would be in town recording, with Johnny or with somebody around the circuit.
So talk about like the genres of music. So you had Motown, Detroit, Music City, Nashville, and then you have Seattle was the grunge scene. So would you say it was the boy band scene or the pop scene
I would
in
say
Orlando?
it was a melting pot of pop music.
I mean,
really.
honestly, I think it was only us and Backstreet from there. 90 Degrees was kind of Ohio.
They came in.
New Kids was Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they were all over. But who did you like? Because I know you had to have
Yeah.
some run-ins.
I had a creepy run-in actually.
With me?
No. Oh my God! Could you imagine?
Yeah.
It was you and
So I got to tell you something.
it's
We
him
were in
again.
the bathroom.
Yeah. You asked me
no.
for my autograph at
What
the
was
pisser.
You
what
said
was
no.
what was the Netflix deal you did about around transcontinental?
Oh,
guy?
Lou Pearlman?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So there was a club downtown. Now, granted, I'm in
Paris? Club Paris?
Beach Club.
Oh, Baja Beach Club?
Baja Beach Club.
Yep.
We're at Baja Beach Club.
Uh-huh.
And so ridiculous. I love it.
It's not
It's
ridiculous.
packed.
Nothing ridiculous. about it.
One of the guys from Backstreet was there. So
Which guy?
Do you know which one? What did he look like?
Was it the guy that we ran into the other day?
no,
Was it Nick? Was it Brian?
keep going.
Was it AJ?
Keep going.
Howie?
Howie.
Howie.
Howie. Yeah.
This is Howie D, and this is how we do it.
Is that his name?
Did he do that? Did he say that? Okay. So he was there. And Lou Pearlman was there. So everybody, the whole club is buzzing, right? So I'm walking around. I probably look like an idiot. I was probably dressed like an idiot. But I'm walking around, and I bump into Lou Pearlman. And he turns around. Everybody's bothering him. They're like, "Hey, listen to my music. Listen to my music." And he looks at me. He goes, "Do you sing?" I go, "I do." He goes, "Here's my card." He goes, "Call me tomorrow." And I did, but I left a message.
He said, "Meet me at the pool with your shirt off."
I said,
What'd you say? Like, let's reenact.
I said, sure,
Hi, you've reached Lou Pearlman.
yeah. So
Leave a message after the beep.
This is Lou.
So-
Papa Lou.
But imagine this. Imagine me going, how many times did you do that night? Probably, right? So I'm just like, hey, it's Chuck Wicks. I met you at Baja Beach Club. You told me to give you a call. And then crickets. I had nothing from it.
Oh, you never heard it from him?
No, never heard from it. But fast forward, looking back now, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, not a bad thing.
No.
Because even like in the documentary and everything, it's like we got our start.
Right.
It happened for us. There was a lot in that. I think I filmed that last year. In between,
I remember
there.
we were like, I think we were in the midst of doing stuff with or for Name Drop. We had yet to do anything.
That's a different one.
Really?
Yeah, there was like a couple of those.
He was like,
that
you
I
were doing
filmed for.
like I had to do this documentary.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was that was another one.
You did really well on it, though.
Yeah.
Like, really well spoken. It was good.
Well, it also was weird because that one really kind of affected me because that was the one that when they did it, they started playing like some of the old clips and stuff like that. And it's the first time I'd heard Lou's voice again in 20 years.
Wow.
20 years, which was really weird. And I didn't
Did it
think
piss you off? Or?
I didn't. No, it was just weird.
Memories, right?
It's like smells or something like that, where you're going somewhere and you smell something like you remember as a kid, and you're like, whoa, and you don't know what it's triggering in your head, but it's just triggering weird stuff. But it was definitely weird. But that's so crazy. You were down there,
Yes,
around that at the time. Did you hang out in Orlando a lot?
I did. So to my music career, how it got me to Nashville is that there was a girl on my soccer team at Florida Southern College. I don't think I've ever told the story, and she was a singer. Well, I used to just, what
was her name?
I don't even remember.
Let's call her
Soccer Girl.
Soccer girl.
She watches. Woman of a certain age, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
She's
actually.
like, oh my God, that's Chuck. I played soccer with him. Hold on a minute. I also sing.
Could be amazing.
So she sang pop music, and she was like actively going after it. And she was like new managers already, and promotional companies, whatever you want to call them down there. So she's like, hey, I heard you sing. And I was like, yeah, I just mess around. I was playing baseball. I had no desire. I didn't even know what Nashville was.
Were you playing baseball at Georgia Southern?
Florida Southern, yeah.
Oh, Florida
Yeah.
Southern? Sorry.
So I went down there to play baseball.
Yeah.
When I figured out that I wasn't going to get drafted, I was like, all right,
What position?
first base.
Nice.
Mainly
Big glove. Big glove.
Mark Grace, number
Mark
17,
Grace. Big
Chicago
glove.
Cubs. No big deal.
Yeah.
Who was first baseman for Pirates?
When?
Who?
What
When?
year? What year?
Well, what week is this?
True.
Me?
Saturday?
Actually, tomorrow
Who's your
it's
team
me.
now? Who's your team? Are you Braves?
Well, Phillies. I grew up in Delaware, so Philly
Yeah,
was
Phillies.
45 minutes. So Philly's doing well, actually.
Yeah.
It'll be a good year for them.
Yeah,
Tug
they are
McGraw.
actually.
Tug McGraw was Phillies. Yep. He
and
was
old
a lot-
Charlie? Well, you gotta give those.
Lenny Dykstra.
Lenny
Lenny
Dykstra.
Dykstra.
Wales.
Lenny Dykstra.
Darren Dalton.
Mike Schmidt.
Mike Smith, great one.
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose is a good one. Keep going. Ron
I'm a
Howard.
Pirates
Ron,
fan. I hate
Ron,
baseball.
Ron Howard. No.
Ron, no, that was Opie.
Yeah. No.
Howard, though.
Howard.
What the hell was his first name? Howard.
Howard Johnson.
No, his last name's Howard. And the password is
Dave
nipple.
Howard. No, that's the kid I grew up with.
Ah, damn.
It's Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, David Howard.
You can say Howard.
Yeah, it is Howard.
It's Howard. Yeah.
Ron Howard. They said
I feel
David
like it is
Howard.
Ron Howard.
So this
Howard
girl
the
kind
Duck.
of she coaxed you and like you go
Yeah,
singing
she
with her,
goes. So she
gigging?
goes, let's go sing. So she goes, you need to meet my manager.
Yeah.
So very long story short, I meet the manager. He goes, yeah, let's put you guys together. I want to put a boy band together. She goes, but it's gonna be 2 girls, 2 guys.
like
Oh,
ABBA
yeah.
Yeah, so
Who was the manager? Do you remember?
or Mamas and the Papas.
Not off this. Not
Was
off,
he in the scene at all, or was it like he's trying to get in? Because
he, not really. He wasn't like a well-known guy yet.
Did you have frosted tips?
No, never frosted the tips.
I tipped him.
You did?
Yeah, I
that's
frosted
right.
him. Yeah.
Did you ever frost? You had a lot of different hairstyles.
yeah, I had a lot of weird
You had the
stuff. going on.
pineapple and then with the braids.
Didn't you have
Then
dreads at one time?
Dreads, yeah,
Yeah.
dreads,
Then he had like really cool spiky hair.
The red.
And then
red. Yeah, I never really frosted my tips.
did
though.
a lot of the facials. Are you still?
Yeah, weird stuff.
Like
You did fun stuff.
Yeah, it was experimental.
It was good for
It's a
you.
circus on your head.
Yes.
Good times.
You had the good baseball flow, didn't you?
I had a good flow.
Yeah, good flow. So so right from here, you guys are doing the whole Mamas and Papas ABBA thing, and what
So
happened?
that lasted like 2 months. I'm like, guys, I'm a country guy. Probably not going to work out.
You always knew you were a country guy.
Yes. That's all I sang.
Yeah.
I just love singing though. One of my favorite singers is Brian McKnight.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
You know? I'll get to that. in a minute.
Timberlake's too.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did a song with him on,
Yeah.
on one of his albums, black and white cover.
I thought you were gonna say Brian McFayden. I was like, oh my god.
I know.
I haven't heard you sing.
I was in
but
8th grade choir. It's really
No,
bad.
trust
It's
me.
good.
Is it not good?
Dude makes small children cry.
No.
Really?
In a
He
good
makes
way.
everybody cry.
You should sing
to be
more. Maybe
honest.
that's why you're single. You know what I'm saying? Like, sing more. If you sing more.
He actually has a girlfriend now.
Oh, how long you guys been dating?
Couple weeks.
3 months.
3 months. What's her name?
Steve,
Frank,
Bill,
Angie.
Angie.
Let's give
that
her a little
weird?
shout out. She was just in here a little while ago.
Oh, all right, that's serious.
Yeah. Apparently she didn't want
She
to stay
came
for
in here.
Chuck.
She was like, she heard him.
Could you imagine?
Well, he started talking
He's
about.
your guest today.
He
Chuck
started
Wicks.
about.
All right, see you
I
later.
was like,
okay.
there's like way too much handsome in here. No, she heard him talking about strippers, and then I was like,
Oh.
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that was you. You called them booby bars, first of all.
I did. I call him. Why? I was like,
You said, "Oh, you know when you went to the booby
Monta,
bar." She's
woman-
standing right there, and he's saying booby bars, and Uncle Cracker and me are looking at each other like,
Who says booby bar?
"Booby bars." I was like, somebody with
Monta,
their
a woman
girlfriend
of certain
standing in
age,
the
she's
room.
from the South, and I was trying to be polite because Southern, she doesn't like that. Do you?
I don't think
Where did
that's
you
what
grow
it
up?
is.
Nebraska.
That's why. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah, we called them booby bars.
Yes.
booby.
That makes sense.
No,
believe
we
they
didn't. We called
probably
them nudie ballet. You heard that one?
No.
So you left. Hold on, you broke. You sorry.
Okay,
we're
all
trying
right.
to get us back on
Okay.
the track
Thanks,
here.
man. I appreciate it.
We're in booby bar world.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna streamline.
Okay, so yeah, 'cause this is okay. So now
Because this is basically
This is how
you
I got here.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is the start of
we haven't even left the bus station.
yeah,
So okay.
streamline here. You
Okay.
ready?
Yeah.
So, in the pop group, our voice coach heard me sing. She used to be. Her name was Stacy. She used to be.
Boy band Stacy?
Knapp.
No.
Stacy.
Is that the name?
No,
doesn't matter.
not.
I don't want to get off subject.
Say her name one more time.
Say my name. Say my name.
So
sings
Stacy.
Be quiet.
What's wrong with these?
Destiny's Child.
Yes. Sorry, I
Okay,
had to.
I just wanted Destiny's
Yeah.
Child name drop.
So, is every podcast like this?
Yes.
You do?
He's, like he gets to the point where he's about to
sometimes
cry, and we're like, "What's the name though?"
I think one of the ones that my face hurt the most on was Low Cash.
Oh my God! Yeah,
They're
you gotta.
We had the Low Cash boys on. That was pretty funny.
The two of them together. Are,
Chris,
it's out of control.
They're hilarious.
All right, so voice coach, she interned at RCA Records, Nashville. She goes, so she was down in Orlando. Jeez. I don't know how they do it. So she goes, hey, I need to take you up to Nashville. So she takes me up to Nashville, starts introducing me to people. One of the first persons she introduced me to is a guy named Jim Catino, who is RCA Records. Basically, it was like his second year doing A&R there. And he goes, man, he's like, I'd love to meet you. I sang for him. Like, he goes, when you come up here, he goes, can you come into my office tomorrow and sing
Oh my
a
God.
cappella? Like, I didn't play guitar at the time.
Right.
So he goes, he goes, can you sing for me? I'm like, well, I don't play guitar or anything. He's like, no, just come up to sing a cappella because I dropped him like a 2-song CD. That CD, it was horrible. It like the pictures on it. It was just,
enough for you to gain interest.
well, it was an Andy Griggs song, old song.
What song was it?
It was an old Waylon Jennings song that he redid. It was
Dukes of Hazzard theme song.
I don't know, but I did a Brian McKnight song. I did One Last Cry. Brian McKnight.
Oh,
So I
such
did-
a good one.
So I did 2 songs. So so my whole thought process was like, all right, I'm gonna do a really R&B style so you can see this side of me, and I'm gonna do a really country style so you can
And
see
hope
this.
he doesn't put me in a pop group with 2 other guys and
Yes.
2 other girls.
Yes. So he hears it. He goes, man, I think you got something. He goes, will you come in and sing for me before you leave? Go back home to Lakeland. And I was like, yeah. So I come in. It was during CMA Fest. He goes, well, I got from 1 to 2. He goes, if you can come from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, 'cause I got to get down to the stadium because Kenny Chesney's doing sound check. Right? Yeah. I'm name dropping.
Yeah, no, this is what. Yeah, this is good.
And I said, yeah. So to me, I'm like, man, this guy's cool. He's part of Kenny Chesney's deal because he was over at Sony and RCA.
He had you load his bags into the car for him when he was
Yeah,
going.
exactly. Yeah, he's like, yeah, kid, do that. And
you to run something for
yeah,
me.
I sang for him, and he called me the next day and was like, hey, I think you got something. And I ended up signing a development deal with RCA Records while I was a senior in college. And I left college. I left 2 classes short, moved up here.
Did you ever finish those classes?
No. And no.
Well, it's not how you said it.
What did- so-
it was? Did you ever finish? It's like no. It was like no.
I thought I was going to be an attorney. I had no idea this is going to be the life for me.
You could be. The glasses
And
and-
it kind of looks smart.
Yes.
See, told you I look smarter with the
What's
glasses.
the life for you?
What's that? No, because I changed it. I was
You
DJing
would
frat
rather
parties.
be hosting Name Drop podcast than being an attorney right now?
Yeah.
I find that to be a lie.
I
I think you just didn't want to go through the school.
no, I didn't. I had no idea. I was DJing frat parties and I ended up getting on the radio. So it was like that's kind of how I got my way. So when you, so now you had to tell your parents. That's the reason why I was going there. You had to tell your parents that you were leaving school with two classes left.
Well, I had something in place. I told them they knew I was pursuing it, but I told them I wouldn't leave.
You told me you could always go back.
Yes. And I told them I'm not going to leave unless I have something going on in Nashville. And I did with the development deal. I moved up here. 2 days later, I got dropped from that development deal. It was crazy.
Oh my God.
So now I'm just like, I'm parking cars. I'm, being like, well, shit, I don't.
What year are we talking?
This would have been 2000-ish, 3, 4,
So
2003,
Nashville
4.
was completely different. Yeah.
Oh, totally different.
Yeah.
Even totally different way. Like the almost like traditional way to get a record deal is like you got to walk in the door and sing, have a great song, that kind of stuff. And I just decided, I'm like, all right, I'm here. There's a reason why I'm here. I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason. So it made me move. It made me, dig my heels in. So I just started writing with the best songwriters in the world, because through getting a development deal with RCA Records, that opened up a lot of doors for really well-known writers to be like, ooh, this kid is on RCA Records. I want to write with him.
Right.
So I took that and I just kept all those relationships. And I always tell people it's easy to get in the door once, but keep
Get
like
back in
you want to go back. You don't just want to go once and you're done. So keep those relationships. And I did that. So for 4 years, I did nothing but write songs. I didn't go to other record labels. I was like, hey, I got dropped from my development deal. Do you want to sign me?
Did you have writing partners? I feel like it's pretty big here, right?
So you do a lot of co-writes in Nashville. So what I did was like I was just writing to find out who I was as an artist, because obviously I was confused going into it, because I did a Brian McKnight song and an Andy Griggs song or Waylon Jennings song.
Yeah.
So I just knew I loved singing. So once I honed my craft writing, I knew who I was. I found it. It took about 4 years, and I went right back into RCA, and they signed me on the spot.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's after 2 years?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah. So I parked cars for 4 years.
They put you right in the studio.
And I walked in, it was like a room like this. I played 3 or 4 songs acoustically because I learned how to play guitar in those 4 years, which is not normal. Like I somehow picked up guitar easy, but I went in there and did it. And before I got to the elevator, they go, hey, bring him back in here. And they said, hey, we want to sign you because they knew I was seeing.
Did you start crying?
I did in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Did you ever try out for American Idol?
Wow, so cool.
No, I got asked. No, I can never do a show like that. Too nervous. Too nerve wracking.
The big casting calls are like.
It's just too nerve wracking. I mean, it's just like.
I did a show called Superstar USA, which was the antithesis of American Idol. We were looking for America's worst singer. We just didn't tell them that. So it was like a joke for like 8 weeks. We would tell them they were the greatest singers in the world.
That's
actually
horrible.
It was the most.
That's a really horrible thing to do to somebody.
It's the most unethical thing I've ever done. It was
I don't know about that.
It was on the WB or the CW. I can't remember. I think it was WB. And Mike Fleiss, who was the creator of The Bachelor. And a few other shows, but
so he actually had good shows too.
He had good shows. I did it with Tone Loc, Vitamin C, and Chris Briggs, who was a producer and a writer. And we were looking for America's worst singer. But the worst part, the worst thing that we did was we'd go to various cities around the country looking for these in the same kind of setup as American Idol. And I played the Ryan Seacrest role, and the judges would. I was the host, and the judges. Trust me, it was bad. The judges would tell like the great singers that they were awful. I can't believe you came there. Like these are people that would actually pass and went to American Idol.
I don't
but
remember.
The worst part was they had to wait months because the show didn't air yet. They had to wait months to find out they were actually really good.
Because I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's on there.
Is
I can't
it really?
believe I'm admitting
I
this.
have to look this up. What's it called one more time?
A Superstar USA.
Superstar USA. Okay.
He's like, I thought you were cool.
Got him.
Yeah.
What a dick.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now you've got a deal, right?
Got a deal.
Now they sign you.
Yep.
You start making music. You start writing. You start performing. You
Yeah.
tour.
I started writing. Made the first album with RCA, and my first song out of the gate went top 5 pretty quick.
Wow.
Called "Stealing Cinderella." It's a wedding song. Big father-daughter dance.
Well, I think you have a pretty good story with Philip Fulmer. Didn't you play his wedding or his daughter's wedding?
Yeah.
So the head coach of the Tennessee.
Phil Fulmer.
Volunteer.
I was
Volunteers.
waiting for women of a certain age.
Look at the color of the
Tennessee
sweater.
volunteers. Yeah, she's a diehard.
holy
Look at her back right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
diehard
did you
Tennessee
give him that
fan.
knowledge? There's no way he knew that.
I researched everything.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely.
He's the one of the two of us that knows how to read.
Chris knows me. Chris probably like Chuck, the guy from the gym.
First of all, he's drinking lattes sitting down at the gym. I never see him on anything. The guy from the gym.
That's true. Because
Here's my big question.
He calls you
though.
Charles.
Which elliptical is your favorite?
I had the first couple times we met, I don't know why. Because I saw you at the gym after we had met Al.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know you worked out here. You're like, yeah, I'm here every morning. And then your hours changed.
Yeah.
But I would always have a conversation with him on his elliptical. And here I am. I felt horrible because he's just dripping sweat.
Yeah.
He's ready.
And I'm looking at him, and he's just like perfectly chiseled.
I'm just like, so what's going on, man?
He's like smoking a cigarette. He's talking to me, and I'm like, can you not blow that in my face?
Yeah, he's a good. He's a good.
A gliss. Oh,
it's
I
hard
sweat.
to talk and work out at the same time. He
sweat.
does a great job.
Yeah.
Oh, so let's get back to Philip Fulmer real
Yes.
quick. So you played at his daughter's wedding.
Yes.
And you played that song. He hired you because of that song, right?
Yeah. And I didn't know that was cool actually because I grew up in Delaware. We don't have
It's like one of the greatest coaches of all time.
football really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
1998 national champions. How am I doing? There you go.
Well, I didn't realize that because that's like when RCA told me.
Martin.
They go, "Who's Philip Fulmer?" And they're like, "What?" They're like, "He's the coach of the Volunteers." I'm like, "Is that good?"
Yeah.
And he goes,
that good?
Anyway, I was being serious.
Did they fly you down, or
Well,
did
it's
you
a
drive?
3.5
Oh yeah, I
hour
guess
drive.
it's only East Tennessee.
So I
yeah,
went
yeah,
there
yeah.
because he had a cabin in the woods up there, a family, getaway, and
in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and went there. It was an awesome wedding, and I knew that song was special when I did my research going there. I'm like, oh, this guy is a big deal, and nicest family in the world. The
Did they
Fulmers.
tip you well?
I think I did it gratis, man. I think I did it for free. Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Because I just thought it was like cool. Because I'm a new artist. I'm like, this
Yeah,
is great.
yeah.
I want to go do this. Yeah, this is cool.
Make sure you tell all your players.
Yeah. I guess that's 57 downloads right there. So I went there and I was just blown away. And I knew it was a special song because I'm singing to him and his daughter, and every time I would see his face, he was welling up more and more and more, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, this is a special song. Now I see how it's directly affecting a father.
Was that the first time that's ever happened to you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I never did that normal gauntlet where
Played shows.
played a bunch of shows, bars, smoky bars, Broadway. I never did that. I moved
He
here.
went straight from being good looking to having his name on a record.
And how great is that? I mean, and the other thing too is like, is it better to perform a song or to watch someone perform your song?
Perform it. It's better to perform a song that you wrote rather than watch somebody perform it that you wrote. Yeah.
Seeing the effect of it.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to me, I feel like it's just like a different version.
Yeah.
Because it's them. Because when you do a song, most of our songs were written by someone else. So when you're performing their song, it takes on a different spirit than if they're performing their own song. Because there's a lot of I've written a bunch of songs that are about one thing, and people are like, man, that means the world to me. And I'm like, yeah, it's about puking. It's like, I'm glad that meant that to you, but it's what it means to you. So I'm sure
Yeah. It's different.
being there in that moment probably meant a lot too, to see him, if you're not touring a lot and performing.
Yeah. And that's when and that catapulted everything, that song. And
Did you perform for your wife at your wedding?
I hope so. God, what was that question? Is that?
No, I
bro?
don't mean Scott. You always
Yes.
take it to the sex.
No,
I wasn't
you
talking.
just said did you perform for your
Yes.
wife
I was
at
talking
your
about
wedding?
sex.
I did.
You guys do sex.
Yeah, we did sex.
I'm pretty
But
sure
did you
that
guys-
was
did you sing?
did
We
sex.
did
You guys did
sex.
sex?
We did the
You guys-
sex.
You guys were. It's a woman of surname. She's from the South. I don't want to.
Do not blame this on me.
Oh my God. Okay, so you guys.
Look out! Here comes Chuck into the wedding party.
Is that a mic? Is that a mic between his legs?
Sorry, Chuck's performing again.
Did you sing for your wife?
No,
We get a wedding song.
Let's go with that.
This is the second time we reference his wiener.
Yeah,
I know.
it happens.
Yeah, it does.
happens.
Listen, there's one female in the room.
Oh
behind the
my
camera.
God. Okay, so you didn't.
Get a pillow.
How did you meet your wife?
I met her. Jeez.
She's watching her. You better
Yeah.
get this right.
You acting like it's live.
Stay there, honey.
We'll be home in a minute.
No, we met. Well, to answer your question, I did not perform for her, but I wrote a song called "Old with You" about us, and the video is like one of my favorite videos of all time because it has everybody in it. It has my whole family in it. It has my son Tucker in it that was just born.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So that was like a special moment. That was like probably musically, that's like, or songwriter-ish. That's the best thing I probably have done for us as like a couple.
Did she say thank you at least?
Yeah, she performed for me.
Wait, shout out performance.
Yeah. So what was the question?
The question. I was just curious because I mean,
about performing for your wife.
You performed for Philip Fulmer's daughter's wedding. I figured maybe at your wedding, like, hey,
how did you meet your wife?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
How'd you meet your wife?
So I was doing syndicated radio at the time. So I was talking, like doing a morning show.
Yeah.
So I did that for 6 years, and because it was syndicated, we had a big platform. We interviewed everybody. Right?
Who were you on with?
It was called the Blair Garner Show. Then it was Ty Kelly and Chuck. Then it was Ty Bentley show.
Kelly Ford.
Kelly Ford, yeah.
Yeah, I did my research. So.
Yeah,
I
Kelly's great.
Yeah, she's great.
So we were based out in New York City, and I mean Nashville was our home, but we were in 70 other cities, and you know how that works. And so it was great. I loved doing it. I actually loved being a host that way and learned a lot. But we interviewed everybody, including Jason. But I've known Jason. Jason
Aldean. Yeah, it's funny you have to say Jason.
yes.
Here you have to drop the whole so we get it.
So I've known Jason Aldean since 2007, since I came out of the closet.
You were gay until then?
Yeah.
So she turned you.
It's that you said the closet and then just kept smiling to the cameras.
So
We did it! We landed on the moon!
I love you, Cassie. Oh, shit.
Before casting, you were interested in
you
Jason
met
Aldean.
Jason, and that's how...
Well, so I've known Jason for a long time. I never knew he had a sister forever. But that's because he never brought it up. He's like, "Hey, Chuck, I got a sister." Like this never came up.
She's hot.
But she
No
was
one's gonna
married.
try to pawn like their
she's
hot
hot. He's like, I want
friend
you to
with
see me.
like their sister. That would be like the worst.
Sister.
Yeah.
But she was married at the time, so she was married for 10 years.
Okay.
And then but through syndication, I was interviewing Jason a lot, just because he's just one of those guys that you see all the time. And we went up to Boston. We went up to Fenway Park to watch him play Fenway Park. And
That's so cool. The Green Monster.
We went up to Boston to Fenway Park.
Was that your
to
first
watch him
time
play
in Boston? Or first
Fenway
time
Park.
But was that your first time at Fenway? Did you ever see a game?
No, I have seen a game there.
Okay.
It's
That's
unbelievable.
Like creme de la creme. Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So watched him. We interviewed him, all this stuff. So then I'm going out there and I'm watching. I think Thomas Rhett was opening up for him. And it's so ridiculous. I go there and
Thomas Rhett's ridiculous? That's not nice.
He's dinging the belt between his legs is ridiculous.
So
Do it like a man. There you go.
sorry.
You know what's great about this whole podcast and name drop? You get to not only name drop whatever and whoever you want, but thanks for sharing with us, man.
Yeah, dude.
You came out, and then now you're back in.
But we're just getting started.
Yeah, let's
I got
go.
a lot of sharing to do.
Yeah.
And okay, well,
So-
hold on.
so he's-
let me
Okay.
be back on track here.
So Thomas Rhett's performing. I go outside. I want to see Thomas Rhett because this is when Thomas was starting to explode. He was still in that opening slot for Jason, but about to be on his way. So I go there and I look in the pit there, and I'm like, who is that? And it was this. My wife is Cuban. She has beautiful curly blonde hair, very noticeable hair when she walks into a room. And I kept seeing this beautiful blonde hair girl, and I see her. I'm like, dang, she's beautiful. And I was like, it looks like she's with someone, and she was married at the time. And I was like, so I just kind of forgot about it.
Looks
Right?
like she's with someone. She is. She's married.
She's got a ring on her finger. So I kept seeing her like at these events, at Jason's events. I'm
She
like,
must be a major fan.
yeah, I'm like, why is this girl? She's beautiful, and she's like, why is she? Does she work for him? I couldn't figure it out. And there was a couple times where I had a moment where I'm like, hey, I'm Chuck, and she like blew me off, and like it was just she's kind of rude, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what,
Yeah.
did you tell her later that you were rude?
And she
sure,
remembers
this-
being
yeah.
rude to me.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I remember.
Yeah.
She's like, but
She's probably rude because she didn't want to talk to you because
Yeah.
she liked you.
yeah.
Did she
I got
say
it.
that to you? Like she's like, I thought
She
you were
was just
cute.
like, she's like,
Yeah.
I was married at the time. I was like,
Yeah.
which I thought was like, well, that's an awesome trait.
Yeah.
Like if you're married and it doesn't matter who
And
comes
she was
around.
making out with the dude behind you, so it's like,
I think she's teasing me.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then I saw her again at the ACM Awards,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Aldean just got Entertainer of the Year, and I went to his after party just to say, hey, congratulations. Here she is. And I'm like, well, here's that blonde girl that's been rude to me several times, but this time she was not rude to me. She's like, hey, Cassie. Like, I was like, oh, something's different. And then Brittany Aldean was like going like this to her, like nudging her, like, hey, like you should talk to this guy or whatever. I'm like, oh, and I picked up on it. I'm like, something's different. So I went to Instagram, right?
She had unfriended her husband.
Did you know that she was Jason's sister at this time?
No.
You still didn't?
No,
Okay.
still didn't know until later on. I find her on Instagram through Brittany's page because they were in pictures together. I'm like, oh, there she is. And I was like, oh, she's got kids. And then, okay, she is married.
Different last
but
name.
But then it kept going up the timeline, and it's got less pictures of, it was
The
more
dude?
just her, more single-ish pictures.
You,
You know,
stalk, you were going deep dive stalking.
So you know that-
More of her at a Thunder from Down Under show type thing.
We'll get to that in
newly
a second. Yeah. We'll get to Thunder in a minute. But yeah, so so what I did, and this is the key. This is what I think is key. If you're well, you're not single anymore, but if you're
I'm
looking to do
married.
something with someone on Instagram,
single.
I think the play.
Not single.
Are you figuring it out right now?
Yeah, no, I just realized that,
Hold on, can I get a pen and paper?
Yeah, put this.
put it down.
Your wife will love this.
Are we recording this? Because I need to go back and listen to what
So
he has to
instead of
say.
sliding into the DMs,
Yeah.
I went on the page in the comments where everybody can see it. So I go, man, she was doing Top Golf in heels. It's a video. She's swinging. You can still go. You can go on Instagram and look it up. And you can still see my comment.
right.
I'm like, man, that looks really challenging, but you do it really, really well to swing a golf club in heels. Didn't do it well.
Yeah.
So I
You were
said
flirting.
I was flirting.
Yeah.
In front of everybody.
Instant
In front of
flirting.
everybody.
Yeah,
Right
you want to
So
let
I'm
everyone
not
know
trying to be
that.
sneaky about it.
You called dibs. Is what
I
you
called
did.
dibs.
Insta
I
dibs.
licked this cupcake.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you want to lick it too?
Yeah, right. You can't. I already licked it.
That's right.
You want a bite of it? You don't, because you saw I licked it.
But if
talking
you
about-
lick it, that means we're together.
That means we're Eskimo brothers.
That's right.
Got it.
Have you?
We got a hard swallow back there behind the camera.
Were you? They're talking about cupcakes.
She responds back.
Okay, what did she say?
She goes, yeah, she goes, but it was fun. So then that started the line of communication. Long story short, then we go to the DMs.
Ooh,
and
who slid first? You or her?
I did,
Oh,
for
okay,
sure. Yeah.
okay.
So then we're trying to like, hey, we should go out sometime. We should meet. And it was crazy because we had never had a conversation outside of those moments on Instagram and that quick moment at ACMs. I went out to day drink on a Sunday. With
Who
some,
doesn't?
yes.
Wait, where?
Who doesn't? Amen.
Winners,
Bar,
losers?
Whiskey Row.
Whiskey Row.
So I was in the middle of training for an Ironman, so I was not drinking at all. Like I had not drank. I'm serious.
Iron Man?
Swim. It's ridiculous,
It's
right? It's stupid.
You just went there to.
I
You just
mean,
wanted
you're
to-
a Whiskey Row, but
So
I'm
now she
drinking
sees
water.
that you're
I'm
like
training for an
it's true.
Ironman.
You're like super cut, and she's like, "Oh, this is my
Oh,
new
I was
dude."
like,
She comes in
definitely
drunk
Yeah.
on skinny margaritas, looking
Yeah.
at you, and you're like, "Hey, listen, I'm drinking water."
drinking water. I'm a loser. So
So you guys fell in love.
So she slid into my DM. I did not open it yet. She goes, "Hey, I'm going to Whiskey Row if you want to meet up." I had not opened it yet. I'm already going there to meet my friends. She did not know this. I didn't know she was going there. She walks in the door, and I look at her and I go, "Hey, what are you doing?" She goes, "Did you look at my DM?" I go, "No." I opened our DM in front of. She goes, "Hey, do you want to meet at Whiskey Row?" I'm like, "Holy shit!" And then
Thank God you did it in front of her, though,
Yeah.
because you would have been looking like a sap over there going,
Wow, that is
what
crazy.
are you
This
doing
is
here?
weird.
So that was
I have an automated open thing.
My
Kismet.
manager opens everything
Kismet.
for
So am I
me.
saying that right? Kismet.
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 Is that Russian? What is that?
Yeah.
No, that's just like
Fate.
Fate. Yeah.
Fate.
You guys
It's like
are
fate.
bliss.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
complete.
So that was like at 2:00.
how
We left at 11:30 p.m.
Oh wow! Did you tell her you loved her after that?
I would have.
How many trips to the bathroom, though? Probably drinking all that water.
But no. So here's
She think you
here's
had a
why.
cocaine problem?
Here. Why are you so skinny?
Why is it a problem?
He keeps going to the bathroom.
No, but
It's only a problem if you can't afford it.
so I had not been drinking for 6 months, and I met her. I was like, let's get something to drink. I'm serious. I broke the ice. I started drinking
did?
that day again.
Did
Yeah.
you do the Ironman?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And what's funny is that you know how you can track, like you ever do you ever run, do
Yeah.
any kind of, yeah. So you can track, do you?
Are you serious?
You got an Apple Watch? Is that what you?
I mean, I track everything. That was this morning. I've done
Are
done
you serious? Did you
6.56
see-
miles.
I'm wearing
already.
sneakers.
I walked here.
Come on, dude.
Have you seen
Do I
my
run?
guns?
I'm wearing sneakers.
Come on,
I
man.
actually have underwear on right
that's
now.
good.
Yeah, I mean,
Of course I run.
I'm shredded, dude.
So,
Did you see my Apple Watch?
You want to see my calves?
No.
I mean,
I'll be honest with you.
you got good
They're
calves?
ones. Yeah, good
Yeah, I
calves,
have
yeah.
zero calves. Zero calves. So anyway,
Chicken skinny mama's legs.
this is great. Did you guys edit this?
No.
This is great.
Dude, we went from let's just go.
It's easier now to edit it.
Yeah, we are.
It's easier. But so I was doing the race. We had probably been together dating for like maybe a month and a half. So I remember it was Cassie, Jason Aldean, and Brittany Aldean were drinking margaritas and beers at their house, tracking me in Hawaii doing the Ironman.
Oh, it was in Hawaii you did it?
Yeah. So they were that was kind of our first I guess introduction that I was really dating a sister and all that
Yeah.
stuff because they're tracking me, and
That was
it
kind of creepy.
a little creepy.
So did he say welcome to the family, brother?
Well,
Did you have to ask him for permission?
Do you say you like the other guy better?
what's funny is she was married to his she married his best friend in high school.
Are they still friends?
They still talk. Yeah.
Do you get pissed?
No, I don't know. No, and you know what? So I when I married Cassie, I married into 3 stepdaughters. I have 3 stepdaughters, and my son is 4. We're about to be 4.
Tucker.
And Tucker's awesome.
Tucker's one bad mother. Tucker.
See,
Tucker.
Tuck and Chuck, man.
Tuck and Chuck.
Tuck and Chuck. Tuck and Chuck. Tucker Elliott Wicks. Charles Elliott Wicks.
Never mind.
What?
Not going to go there.
Don't tuck it.
Yeah, no, there's
Oh,
nothing. Go.
nothing. Go.
You say you named your child his middle name after yours.
Yeah, Tucker
mine
Elliott.
too.
What's
Not
your?
Elliot. Michael. Brian Michael.
So you have a kid?
Dane.
You
Yeah,
have a
Dane
child?
Michael had sex. Yeah.
Really?
He's 23.
No shit.
Yeah, dude, man. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Back when you could get laid
Yeah.
23 years ago.
That's when you were straight.
Yeah, we're not straight. I had straight sex.
Yeah.
Straight. It was.
That's so
It
good.
was great. It was.
How do we get on some?
I don't know.
Oh, I will say this though.
Yeah.
This is our end of our third season of doing these, and I think this is the most off track
We've ever been.
keep getting on without getting back on. And I think it's because Chuck is like us, and then he just wants
It's
to
like
go
hanging out
with
with your
it.
friends and you forget
and
when
it's
you're
like
doing a
you
show.
go with
Yes.
it and you start going with it, and the next thing you know, you're like,
What was the question?
How long
again?
have you been doing this? For a while, yeah? Today?
3 seasons.
We're like over an hour, yeah? Maybe? Right under? We're
No,
round-
you're like
right under?
35 minutes.
How long do you think?
43.
43 minutes. Oh, so we're not that bad.
That's not
Yeah,
bad.
not
How,
bad.
how
So-
long do you like to do your name drop?
We just go until we're ready to go.
Yeah, we go for
anywhere
usually
from
about an hour and edit it down to about 30.
But
You do have-
no,
yeah.
it's about an hour. But between
Yeah.
50 and an hour 15, something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys.
What was the question?
Yeah,
the-
'cause we-
so
we-
no, wait,
we
you've
just-
met, you've met your girl.
We got Cassie.
Jason and Brittany were tracking you with Cassie.
Yeah.
And then you did Ironman. How'd you finish? You place? How'd you do?
No, I did play. I finished. Yeah, I always
Is the
finish my
purpose
Ironman.
to place in those though, or are they just to finish them?
The purpose is honestly to finish.
Yeah.
And to do it like you're in competition with yourself.
Yeah.
Beat
Yeah.
your previous time or whatever it is.
yeah,
It's all-
I think that's
It's like
why I don't do
swimming,
them.
biking.
I don't do
running.
them. If you're in competition with yourself, I just look at myself like, okay, you win.
You know what? You got it.
You know what? I'll give you this one.
Okay, so you guys, how did it all come about? Like, so you have 3 stepdaughters. You have your son Tucker 4. When did you finally say, okay, this is the woman of my life?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I think
I
probably
wanna-
before Tucker.
I want to.
yeah. It was before Tucker.
Did you guys?
I think it was pre-Tucker.
Have you asked her to marry you yet?
You did ask me like how did that go down?
Yeah.
So
Not the sex.
yeah. Well, I was. What's
top.
great about
You wanted to be dominant.
yeah,
I want a son. Damn it.
yeah. No, isn't it?
She
doggy?
said, "Would you perform?"
Isn't it doggy for a son?
Is it?
I think so, right?
I have a son.
I'll Google it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think missionary is girl. If you want a girl, then you got to hold the legs. You gotta shake them like this. Make sure it gets. You gotta help it.
Swim! Swim! It's like, what? Stop doing that! Your friends are here.
How about the good?
I'm like, they're helping.
Why don't you look me in the eye? Because I want a son.
Look at the mirror.
So
Anyway, so you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's get back.
What I love about our family now is like they're super close. Like they do a lot of stuff together. So, and my father-in-law is just my mother and father-in-law live at the front of our property, so they're like built-in babysitters. Awesome. I see them all the time. I mean, I see them every day, and they've been awesome. And they were awesome when I was dating Cassie. I saw them a lot. So we were playing cards at Jason's house. And it was me, Barry, my father-in-law, and Jason. There we go. And we were the last ones standing, right? It was like 8 of us, and everybody else was losing. They get bailed out. And it's like pretty late, and I was drinking pretty good. And I remember just looking. I was like, I'm going to ask her dad and Jason. I'm like, hey, I'm in love with your sister. I'm in love with your daughter. I'm going to ask her to marry. So I'm starting to do this, and I just start bawling. I'm like, wow. I started crying. And like Jason's like, if you know Jason Aldean, this guy, I don't think I've ever seen him cry. Ever. And I've seen him in some tough spots.
Yeah.
And he's just a pretty strong guy. Like he just doesn't emotionally, he keeps it in. And here I am bawling, and he's just looking at me like he's like, what are you doing?
I can't
like,
imagine
almost like, what are you like?
Oh, did he call you a pussy?
Kind of, yeah. Like he's like, he goes, it's all right, man. He's like, man, we would love it if you like. We all got up and hugged, and Barry was all my father-in-law was getting a little touched by it.
I thought you were gonna tell me that Jason was crying. He started crying with you.
This guy, he was looking at me like I was an idiot. Like he was like, what are you like? Are you all right, bro?
Yeah.
Like, we got through it, and yeah, it's been awesome, man. He's a great.
How did you ask her?
I took her to Canada. We went to Banff, Canada.
Where that's number one on people's list of where
Banff?
you go
To ask
people to marry you.
Really? Banff or Canada?
No, neither.
Oh.
Why didn't you
you're
stay in the
thinking-
United States? You don't like America?
You're like, wow. Montreal.
We were downtown Toronto.
Because
Queen
you're
Street.
not patriotic. You don't like the United States. You
I
don't want
love
to
the
do it here.
United States. Well, I wanted it. I took her skiing, and I knew I wanted to do Banff just because it was just majestic and
Everybody wants to go there.
It was awesome. Banff is awesome
beautiful,
if you've never
yeah.
been. And found a spot, set up a camera, videotaped it, and it was the best. It's actually in that Old With You video that I told you about. It's in that.
Oh, it's in the video?
Yeah, it's in the video. So
That's cool.
Did you cry when you asked her? Or
100% cried. I cried. I'm a big crier.
You should put it in the comments
Dude, I
of
gotta
her
be honest
swinging the
with you,
golf
there's
club in
nothing wrong with
heels. Just put it in the comments of her swinging the golf club in heels and goes, where it started.
I should go back, actually.
Where it is, where it
That's your
started,
next.
where it is.
It's called Insta Love.
You should swing a golf ball.
When's your anniversary?
We got married, or
It was during COVID. Your son was born in December of COVID. 2020.
July 12th. We got married July 12th, 2020.
2020. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it still has that new car smell.
In 5 years, yeah. I would say. How long have you been married?
11.
11.
Yes, car's starting to
I've never
smell
been married.
funky. No, I'm kidding.
Mine
You
was,
got to put air
great.
fresheners in there.
mine was a weekend of bliss.
We're on our
That's right.
third pine tree scent.
Yeah. Never been married.
So how did this all...
Did you just ding my?
didn't know pine tree scent. How did Shiners come about?
Oh, Shiners. So, but yeah, sorry, Shiners. ShinersNashville.com.
Because he's everywhere, by the way. Anytime I go through the airport, on billboards,
Everywhere.
it's just a riot. Like sometimes
Do you get
I
stopped
just feel
because
like
Shiners?
I'm starting to, yeah.
no, he gets stopped because everybody thinks he's Chip Eston.
That's true, actually.
Or actually, Matt Leinart.
I got that Saturday
Matt
night.
Leinart?
Does he
Yeah, I
kind of
can
look like
see
Matt
that.
Leinart a little bit?
I got that Saturday night.
Did
If
you?
I didn't see you and Chip in the same room, I would not have believed it.
What's funny about that is that I was on Nashville, the show Nashville,
were?
as myself.
As his brother?
No,
Yeah, you won the casket. Yeah, won the
just
casket.
playing
Yeah.
as myself, like as a guest spot in country music, and
It was like canceled. For
So when people go,
two episodes.
"Oh my gosh, I loved you in Nashville," I'm like, "Thanks." 2 episodes. Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
That's awesome.
No, but Shiners was interesting. You know, RCA days, music-wise, 2007 to 13. That was my heyday, right? Toured a bunch, did arenas and all that stuff. Toured Brad Paisley forever.
Did you meet Kim?
Kim, yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know her?
No, I just like
You do like her?
I read.
Kimberly Paisley.
Yeah.
Kimberly Williams Paisley.
She was in Father of the Bride.
Loved her. That's where everybody loved her.
Yeah.
That's where the world fell in love with her.
I fell in love with her. Steve Martin. Yep.
Who else was in that movie?
Steve Martin, Brad Paisley's wife, Kim. Who? Marty Short. Marty Short. Who else? Diane Keaton.
Jeez.
Wow. And who else?
That little kid that's one of
The little kid. And he's in what?
One of the
One of the
Culkins?
Culkins, right?
Rory Culkin.
Maybe Rory or one of the, not McCall.
Yeah.
Rory McIlroy?
McElroy.
Great golfer.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Where were we?
We were talking about the Shiners.
Shiners.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So record deal, syndicated morning show, and then during the syndicated morning show, because I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning every morning, I was like, I'm living downtown because that's where we did it. So I lived in a high rise, and I remember seeing the same shit every time. It was these bachelorette parties, and I lived above the Pedal Tavern. You know the Pedal Tavern?
Yeah.
Every morning, 9 a.m. Man, I feel like a woman.
Yeah.
I would hear it every single morning, 9 a.m. like clockwork.
Trails
That
of
was the
glitter.
song they started their ride with.
Yeah.
I'm like, sarcastically, I was like, there's got to be more options in this city for entertainment, for these bachelorette parties, for the tourists. So I just kept thinking, I'm like, we need to bring a cirque-style, true Vegas-style residency show here. So I reached out to some people that I knew that were in that world. One in particular was Nappy Tabs. So Nappy Tabs, Napoleon and Tabitha, married couple. Mm-hmm. They are J-Lo's choreography team forever. Mm-hmm. And they do a lot of cirque shows, but they do a lot of they do the ABC Disney specials, like that the Huffs do, like Julianne.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Derek.
The Christmas specials
Yes,
and all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
You
So
dated her, didn't you?
Julianne,
Yeah.
a couple years. And then so they do all those. And I was like, I reached out to a girl that I knew was out there, and she's like, hey, do you know who I'm working for now? I was like, no. She's like, Nappy Tabs. Like, let's call them. Took the idea to them. I'm like, this is what I want to do. They're like, Nashville doesn't have anything like that? I'm like, nothing like it at all. So, very long story short, wrote the show. And so wrote the show first, did a cast.
How long did it take you to write the show? Because that's like,
It took about a year.
yeah.
It took about 3 months for the concept.
But did you know all the different acts you wanted in it, or
Nah.
you just wrote the kind of concept and then you were going to throw the stuff into it?
Yeah, so I knew
Yeah.
it was. You ever been to Absinthe in Vegas?
Yes.
So I modeled it after Absinthe because I liked the size. It was small. It was controllable. You don't got to sell 1,500 seats plus every night. Our theater is 300 for Shiners, so it's perfect for this city. And I liked how Absinthe was very in your face, vulgar, adult comedy, very interactive, and very eclectic when it came to what acts were doing what. So I was like, let's do that. Like, what is Absinthe of the South? Moonshine. So I wrote a show around Shiners, like Moonshine family.
Moonshiner.
So we call them Shiners, and then we have went out to Vegas with Nappy Tabs, did a whole big casting. It was right out of COVID. So Cirque, if you remember, Cirque shut down during COVID.
So you got a lot of.
So I had everybody came out.
Wow, wow.
They're like, we need a job. So we're like,
And is that where the acts came in rather than you auditioning people? You were
Yeah.
auditioning
Yes.
acts to
and
fit
so
in.
once we found like the strong guys or the contortionist or the acropole girl or the people that fly, we started writing towards their character or towards their act, and then it came together beautifully, man.
And you know what else is cool about it?
How long now?
Is the fact that
2
it is
years.
like
2 years. Wow.
it is like it's a show.
Yeah.
Like you go in, you go to the bar, you have the drinks, you've got that area where everybody's hanging out, and then everybody files into the show. You go to the show, then afterwards everybody files back out. It feels like it's not like, oh, come into this place, we got something going on. It's like a show. Like you did it. It's really cool. But now you have Thunder from Down Under. Are they there too?
So
Wait, you're not joking.
No.
You were-
No,
no,
Oh
so,
my god, you were like,
no, I
I'll get to
wasn't
that in a
joking.
second. I was like, all right.
so Shiners will be open October 5th is 2-year anniversary. It's a true
Congrats,
true
man.
yeah,
That's
it's awesome.
Yeah.
We're excited about it. So it's true Vegas style residency. So every Thursday, Friday, Saturday we do shows. So through that process, after I had Shiners and we had this cast, we had to find a spot, right?
Yeah.
And it was pretty hard to find a spot downtown Nashville.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to buy a building on Broadway, I mean, you're looking at 30-40 million baseline to get that building. And that's for like not the best one.
Right.
If you go and buy one that's kind of already been up and running, I mean, you're looking, I know there's places down there for sale for like 80-90 million bucks.
Wow.
I mean, and John Bon Jovi's new club, I mean, they're like almost probably 100 million in.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy the amount of money. So I was like, let's look 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of looked outside of Broadway and not like literally 2 blocks away. Took over the Woolworth building, the old Woolworth building back in the 60s. And building's been there forever. It's a beautiful building. It's got a natural like high ceiling, a mezzanine. So I was like, we're going to turn this place into a theater. And we turned it into a theater.
Wow.
It was a restaurant.
Now 2 years in.
Yeah. So now as a business guy, I'm looking like, well, how can we do more than just Shiners? So I just signed Thunder from Down Under to a 3-year deal, so that we do Shiners at 7 and then Thunders at 9.
Especially with as
So you
many
see a lot of,
bachelorette
like-
parties that are coming to Nashville.
Dude.
Like, that's the place to...
It's
We've been saying
you
that,
been?
I mean, forever. We've been saying that forever, that they needed something like that because of all those bachelorette parties. Because they've got the titty bars for guys or whatever.
Booby bar.
Booby bars. So basically just a bunch of like topless Aussies in your show.
It's crazy that I have these conversations, especially with my wife. I'm like, yeah, the guys, they can only do 1 thrust. They can't do 2 thrusts. I mean, it's so weird.
Are there laws?
They have to tape their wieners to theirs.
Is it because of Tennessee laws or are they laws?
It's Tennessee liquor laws. Yeah,
Liquor
you
law.
gotta,
If not, it turns into a.
you'll lose your liquor license. So Vegas,
know.
Vegas, you can do whatever you want. So we had to sit down with a lawyer. We had to sit down, and it was so odd. We had a lawyer watch the show by himself. It was so odd, dude.
Was it
Who
a
is it
guy
harder
lawyer?
for,
Or
the
was-
guys or the lawyer, do you think?
The lawyer was just like, stop. Can't do that. Can't. And he's like so like Southern.
By
He's
the
like,
book? Yeah.
He goes, boys, you can't show the cleft of the buttocks. You can't. And that's how he talks.
You can't show the butt cheeks. You can't.
You can't show your crack.
Are there nudie bars for female nudie bars in the state?
Yeah, you got Deja Vu. But
Oh, you mean for guys?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
You can go see. You can
Yeah.
see boobies, but
Crazy.
you can't see
Yeah,
like
Deja Vu. But the thing
But
You
is,
can't see their pasties and...
but here's the thing with Deja Vu.
juice bars.
With the liquor license is Deja Vu is bring your own beer. Mm-hmm. So they can get away with more.
get away with
Allegedly. Allegedly. It's
Allegedly.
bring your own beer. That's what I've heard.
That's
at
what it
that
says on
place.
the coupons that they pass
Yeah.
out. I haven't seen.
Yeah, I've used one.
So we got that, and then I had to ask you. You were on Dancing with the Stars, right?
Yes.
Were you a good dancer before?
No.
So you had like 2
Still
left feet. How far did you get?
I was 5th place or something like that, maybe.
And you did it. Is that how you met Julianne?
No, I met her out on tour. I met her touring with Brad Paisley.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so she was a country artist for a minute.
Uh-huh.
She was one of those multi-talented
Yeah.
talents. You know,
yeah.
dances,
Yeah.
sing the triple threat or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And she jumped into the country music scene, and through that, she jumped on our tour, and that's when we.
Did it help you with? Did you do any kind of dances on your wedding day?
No.
No, I'm just talking about like did that
Was
take
the
you?
Dancing with Stars before you got married?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Dance with
yeah.
Stars was 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2009?
Yeah.
No.
So I got married in 2020.
Yeah, so it was a little before.
You just did the math. It's 11 years.
A little
before.
bit before.
So did you take your
Solid.
skill set to your wedding day or no?
No.
No.
Do you ever tell any wacky stories and before you always have to start off with? Now, this was before I was
No.
with Carly or with Cassie, too.
Well, it's interesting because
You were with his wife before?
Pretty much. Who hasn't been?
well, she was
I'm
at
so
Thunder.
glad she watches.
so-
She was at Thunder.
But let's talk about that really quick, then we'll
Yeah.
go back to dancing. So Thunder just started this past week, and we had a red carpet event, and Carly went, and she was a hoot, man.
Hold on.
Ding the wife.
My wife.
So
I'm going to ding my wife. I could have dinged her after the Thunder Down
Yeah.
Under for sure.
You dinged her pretty
She
hard.
came
too.
home in some kind of mood.
You did.
ready.
Yeah.
She was ready.
No.
Oh,
She wasn't. She was very let down.
boy, probably maybe. I don't know. I don't even know how to judge that. I'm just like, as long as people buy tickets to it, I'm happy. I'm good. But anyway, she did. She did go
just
there.
trying to
Well, here's what's
picture
interesting.
your wife at that.
I went to Thunder because I went there to
Yeah.
support through the red carpet. So it's me, my wife, my mother-in-law, and dude, it's fucking great. And
And ran into my wife and all her girlfriends.
I'm like, hey,
Are you good pals with the guys from Aussie?
Well,
are they all Australian or?
They are, yeah. They're all from Australia, so I do give them credit for that. Like, I mean,
For being from there.
at least
He's like, "G'day, mate.
at least
Hey, way to go, bro.
Hey, good on you,
Hey,
then.
you did it.
Cheers."
You made it off the island.
What a huge island.
Do you
So
still
big.
sing?
Yes, yeah. of
Because
course.
we're about to do a song.
Well, also,
together.
but he sings at Shiner. Like,
Well, I know that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm talking about like
Real
recording.
quick, before we end it though, I
Okay.
do want one more name drop.
Okay.
Because it's so funny that two of my friends get together that you don't know each other from. You know, it's like, it would be weird if you're out somewhere and suddenly you walked up to some friend that I've had forever and you're like, oh my God, dude, how have you been? You're like, oh my God, you guys know each other, right?
Yeah.
But a good friend of mine, Big Vinny,
Yes.
Big Vinny. Yeah.
from Trailer Choir, who was one of the very first people.
Such a great
His wife had a kid the same time my wife had a kid, so they've always grown up like they're best buds. They're both turning 7, and but Vinny
fills in for me for my character, Mason Shiner.
Did it really?
Yeah. You got to come to the show.
Yeah, I want to
and
come
he
to the
does
show.
it.
Yeah,
He does
I
it
have
really
to.
cool. Like it's not. You know, and Vinny was just over not too long ago, and we were talking about it. And I said that's so cool that he brings a different character to that character.
Yes, that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
Because Vinny is his own character.
Yeah,
for
Vinny
sure.
is his
Oh,
own character.
100%.
I was like, just go be yourself.
Yeah.
And
Like,
it's staple at your Halloween parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you have Halloween parties?
Oh yeah.
No, we just have
Just has,
trick or
like,
treating, and
trick-or-treater.
we invite
Yeah.
him over because he has nobody.
And I.
Well, he does. He does.
Well,
And
I-
Monta. We invite Monta,
woman of a certain
too.
age. I pass out
Monta.
deviled eggs and get in trouble.
Well, it's because they weren't deviled eggs that be passed out to kids.
How long have you lived here?
I don't.
Oh,
I
you
just
don't?
come in like
Yeah.
once a month.
Oh, you live in LA.
Yeah. No, California. Wait, did you swing at me?
I love the assumption.
No.
Oh, you don't live here?
Oh no, you're
LA.
You're an LA guy. No.
So
Yeah.
Big Vinny. We gotta get him on the show.
Big Vinny.
Big Vinny.
Yeah. Big
We'll
Vinny.
get Vinny on. We'll get Vinny and Butters, and we'll get the whole trailer
yeah,
choir
Butter.
on.
Ready for
That'd be
this?
fun. Yeah.
Butter goes a lifetime.
He does. He walks. He walks. The Brentwood Moses.
Wait.
That's what they call him.
What is it? Oh, he
Brent-
does walk.
The Franklin Moses or the Brentwood Moses?
I saw him walking.
He walks everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ran into him leaving Lifetime at that.
Jeez, that sounded like Star Wars.
Name drop. Let's just do that. Name drop. That's all it is.
Drop.
Do
Just
we all
gonna-
do the
you
same
can do
one?
harmony.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2.
3, 2, 1.
Name drop.
Whoa. Let's try it again. That
Maybe
was-
don't do the harmony.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, hold on. Did I ever tell you this, by the way?
What?
While we're getting back, something I just thought of. When we went to that birthday party,
Yes.
we were at that birthday party.
Shulo? Shulo's?
No, it wasn't Shulo's. It wasn't Shulo's. The one that was out by Arrington.
Oh,
We were at the house.
Yes, yeah.
It
The
was
small
DJ
house.
Silver's.
Yeah. Small
wife.
house on the top.
Yes.
Yes.
We were at that birthday party and Jason was there.
Yes.
And it was funny because Jason and I were talking and didn't realize that he was working with Robin Wiley, our vocal coach, back in the day. I think it was after we were already together.
Robin Wiley.
Robin, rest
Yeah.
in peace, 6th member of our band. I think it was after we were already put together, or we'd already been touring and stuff. I think he told me it was during, because he remembers she was going down to work with us, and it freaked me out because at the time it was me, Justin, JC, and Joey, just the 4 of us in a band, and we were looking for a bass, and we had the name NSYNC because our old bass's name was Jason. And it was the last letter of all of our first names. So when Lance got in the band, we just started calling him Lanston because he didn't fit. But we called him Lanston to make the N. Because we had Justin for the N, Chris for the S, Joey for the Y, Jason for the other N, and JC for the C. It was the last letter. But we were looking for a bass.
Was he
and I
could have
looked
been
at
it?
Jason and I was like, dude, you were with Robin. Can you imagine? And then we both went, no.
I was like,
Could
Would
you? Yeah, no way. There's definitely no way. But I just thought of that, and it just made me laugh because I was like, I totally. That was my funny Aldean moment.
speaking of time is all we have.
There was a lot
Yeah.
of wiener jokes, you know. We can't do that.
Yeah,
yeah.
once you come to Shiners, a lot of dick
I'm gonna
jokes.
come like a lot of dicks.
A lot of dick
A lot
jokes.
of dicks. Let's try it again. This time.
Name drop. We're changing the tone on us.
Jeez.
Name drop.
Okay.
Name
3,
drop. Yep.
2, 1.
Name drop.
I thought you were going somewhere else.
We were.
No,
we
I
were
just-
doing harmonies.
Okay. God, I didn't. Okay.
Hit
Right.
it again. No,
3.
hit it again. Oh.
Name drop.
Name.
No,
Jeez.
just don't. Name drop.
Name drop.
Name drop.
Got it.
1, 2, 3.
Name
drop.
You're horrible.
Did we do it? I thought it was.
first
No,
one
you're
was-
good. You're good.
Okay, I
I'll give
felt
it to you.
bad.
You're
I was
great.
gonna go home and be like, did I fuck it
no,
up?
No,
Mine was pretty bad.
bad.
I told you I can't sing.
Yeah.
Dude,
Don't even
man.
think about it. Do it one more time. Don't even think about it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Name drop. So we're just gonna let him sing by himself.
Oh, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that.
So good. I
you
can't
guys,
help. I was stuck.
dude.
We didn't even.
Chuck,
finish.
he's my friend. I can't.
I know. I had so many Dance with the Stars stories. We got off of them.
We could have. I was gonna go there, but the whole. Yep, that's it.
Name drop.